Hello everybody and welcome to Purple Table Tarot. My name is Robin and I will be reading for all of the folks who wish to receive a free Libra season reading here this evening. Okay? So I've cleansed the space and the cards. And what we're going to be doing is a pick a card reading for this Libra read. And so I'll show you each of the owls. We're going to be doing owls representing Libra season because that's justice and knowledge and all of those things, okay? So here's some owls. We have pile one, and then what we also have is cards. So here are the surrender cards. Pile one is surrender worry. Pile two is surrender to spirit. And pile three is surrender unhealthy relationships. Okay, so here's pile one. Here's your owl. And these are all soapstone owls, okay? So this one is kind of like a reddish brown marking on the back there. Okay, that's pile one. Pile two is gray and white, a little bit of dark gray, kind of almost black. And then the back part is all dark gray. Okay. Boop. Pile three is like a creamy kind of tan color. A little bit of red right there on the back. Some brown, but ultimately kind of creamy tan. Okay. All right, so go ahead and I'll give you a moment to look at each of the piles. Pile number one, surrender to worry with the reddish brown owl. Pile two, surrender to spirit with the charcoal gray and white owl. And pile number three, surrender unhealthy relationships with the cream colored owl. Okay? So go ahead and pick your pile and I will begin the reading. Okay, so for pile number one, we're going to get started here. I'll set this deck aside, my clarifying deck, and go ahead and shuffle the cards. So pile number one, surrender to worry. We have make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. Okay. So this is for pile one. Spirit, I invite you in with so much gratitude to respectfully request a message for pile one's greatest and highest good for Libra season at this time. Thank you. Okay, now this Libra season reading is a 10 card spread, okay? And this is going to be, so I may or may not clarify the cards, okay? There can be some that I clarify, or if it's pretty straightforward, then we'll just leave it as is, okay? Because otherwise, if we clarified each one of them, we'd be here all day. And put surrender to worry there. Should I keep it up here so you could see it a little bit better? Okay. Actually, how about just put it right there? All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the sword of truth, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. All right. Okay, and then bottom of the deck energy is the Page of Wands. Okay. All right, pile number 1. So what we are seeing here is card number 1 is you and your current situation, which is the Wheel of Fortune, which is beautiful energy because this says that like the wheel is turning, things are changing. You could even find that maybe something could be coming back around for like, like a second go around. So basically what we're doing right now in this Libra season and towards the end of this year is that we are we are letting things go. We are taking stock of what works, what doesn't work in our life. This could have to do with our external circumstances or our internal processes, whatever the case may be, and we are letting things go. Okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune, it's things are moving on, things are moving forward. You could also find that maybe something that you're trying to let go kind of keeps coming back around as a way to kind of test you to see if this will be the time that you do that. Okay, so that's where you're at, and that's your current situation. Do keep in mind that the Wheel of Fortune is also divine timing, divine guidance, and it actually could be like luck turning in your favor as well. So you could find that things have been particularly good or things are looking up at this time. And the inverse, you may have the wheel may have taken a downturn for you. We'll possibly see when we read the rest of the cards, okay? So that's where you're at, your current situation. So cards 2 and 3 is what is supporting you. The truth that you hold about any situation, whatever it is that you're up against right now. How are you standing your ground? Okay? Because these represent the feet of the justice. Now we have the Six of Pentacles and the Devil. So with these energies, this would say that you are either giving or receiving something, but it may not be exactly what you think it is, or it's a possibility that whatever it is that you're continuing to give to or receive from is actually holding you back in some way or blocking your blessings on some level. Okay. It would suggest that with the Devil energy, you could be tempted at this time. Somebody may be coming around and offering you something that, you're not entirely sure you should take. So basically these cards being in the truth position, I feel like you see this. Like there's a part of you on some level that recognizes this kind of dynamic, or just that there's something about this energy that might not be the healthiest for you. And during this time, especially with this eclipse coming up on the 14th of October, that is a kind of a marker of, what is going to be, what are you shedding, right? What are you shedding? What are you cutting away? And it also talks about like what it is that you are trying to create in your life. as well. And so you have to, with the devil energy here, this is an invitation for you to really take stock on whatever it is that's showing up and whether or not it makes sense to work with that energy anymore, and really evaluate how you're working with that energy. Are you giving to it? Are you taking from it? Like, what is going on there? Okay. But this is in the position of what is supporting you and pretty much what you're aware of. All right. At the base of the issue. All right. So, card number 4, this is your higher knowing and your truth. And so it would appear right now that you're taking a bit of a break, right? And perhaps you're taking a bit of a break so that you can get a lot closer to your truth, really taking time to listen to your inner guidance, okay? Taking care of yourself, resting, recuperating. This, like all the celestial things that are happening at this time, really are inviting us to do just that. It's like we've entered the dark half of the year. Things are kind of slowing down. The sun is setting sooner than it has and continues to do so. And so this is the time where we're starting to go a bit insular. All right. So that's where your higher self and your higher knowing is right now. There is a pull for you to want to just take some time to yourself. And that's a very, very healthy thing. And that's just fine. It's not necessarily isolation. You're just kind of taking a break. Okay. And then let's see here. So then with card number 5, this is, what are you giving to the situation? Your part. Okay. Because with Libra, we're trying to balance something out. There's always a kind of a rebalancing of the scales. Okay. Now, with the Hierophant, it's like what you are bringing. This would suggest like such a strong sense, and I love how it's the owl there, right? The owl. Wisdom. Okay. Actually looks like one of the owls that we have in our little, the cream colored one. Anyways, so you're bringing a lot of wisdom. You're even bringing in, whatever messages that you're getting from spirit, and whether this comes in the form of, mentorship from somebody that you actually know, or maybe even just your, cosmic downloads when you're, taking a rest, could even be coming through to you in your dreams. Okay? So this is what you have to contribute. This is your part here. The Hierophant, this would suggest to me that, and that everyone, that you have a sense of strong wisdom that you're bringing to the situation. Okay? And I feel like these energies are working together, all together, in order to really evaluate this and what this is about. So very, very, very strong energy, pile number 1, that you're bringing in, that you are contributing to the situation. Okay? This is an invitation for you to also share that wisdom, because there's more than one person here. There we have in the card 6 and card 7 is the two energies that are working together in an effort to bring balance. Are these in balance? Are they out of balance? Okay, these are the two energies that work to support you, that kind of give you a clearer sense of what's operating at the base level here. And this is what it is that you're contributing to this to bring balance to these energies. Okay? Now, what we have here is we have Death and we have the Two of Cups. So something has ended or is in process of ending, and with another person. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. somebody also very well may have passed away. That's a possibility. It's a very big world out there, but it would appear to me that you're bringing wisdom and truth to this situation, with this relationship, with this Two of Cups, trying to make sense of the ending, maybe even in vivo, working it out with the other person and communicating what it is that you know about the situation, whether or not this is connected to your higher self or not. What is it that's playing out here that you are recognizing is not connected to your spiritual path? And you could say spiritual path, you could say life path, whatever it is, wherever you are moving, because the wheel is turning at this time. Things are changing. You've been thinking a lot about this, maybe even dreaming about it. And these cosmic downloads are coming in. This is your wisdom, and now you are distilling it to this person, okay? About the death, about whatever it is that is changing on a very irrevocable, fundamental level. Okay, so then we have the Sword of Truth here on the side. 8, 9, 10. What this is all about. So this is the process, okay? Well, what needs to be addressed? What is the process? What is going to help us address this issue? And then what is the outcome here? Okay. So what we're looking at here, what needs to be addressed? The 10 of Cups. Your community, your relationship, the happiness that's been there. There's some message that needs to be balanced out with your person. Something has changed. Things are changing, and then we have the death right next to it. Okay? And then at the bottom, it's like, I get the sense that both of you are really trying to figure this out together. There's contribution. There's give and take. But this, the devil energy, what I think your thought, like the process that's happening here, is about this. I get the sense that you're trying to take a step back to kind of figure out what is like kind of casting a shadow or kind of plaguing the connection, because everything, like, this looks beautiful. This looks really beautiful over here. And this is the Sword of Truth on this side, okay? The Sword of Truth is that you love this person. You have developed a happy home with them, okay? But there's something that needs to be addressed. There's an issue at hand. And I feel like with the Hierophant here, you're going to be bringing in this message and distilling it here so that you can get either back to here with this person, okay? Or back to the, like, finding this. Like, say if this is your spiritual path, you're like, yes, this is something that I really want in my life. I want a commitment. I want stability. I want a happy home. Two people could be getting married here. Maybe there's something that's like, okay, well, before we get married, we need to address the elephant in the room, or the spider in the room, as it would appear, right? So something's got to go. And this card right here is, diagonal to the death. So I think that what you're bringing up is like, there's an important issue that needs to end for us to be successful and to have stability. Okay? And and I really will say, like, with this outcome being the 7 of Cups, I'm going to clarify that, because everything is quite, like, I've laid out the energies and discussed the energies such that, whatever this situation is, then you will probably know about it, given that you're meditating on it here, okay? Um, but with the Seven of Cups being in the outcome, I don't know if I want to say that it doesn't necessarily bother me, but it kind of, it's like it's not clear, right? It's not clear. And, maybe it's because we're not supposed to know right now, or there's a few different ways in which this can play out, right? So let's go ahead and see. Let's look at the Seven of Cups, because what I'm looking at today, pile number one, I'm looking at somebody who is in the midst of some kind of life transition, okay? And someone who is really listening to their higher self, their higher knowing, or at least trying to get better connected to it in an effort to make sense of the devil energy here. And also better able to make sense on how to address this with your person, with this Two of Cups. And there's, with the Death there, it's something needs to end. Okay, and I'm getting the sense for sure that it is some sort of funky dynamic. Some sort of weird dynamic having to do with give and take. Okay, it's having to do with giving, receiving. Maybe it's a sense of helping other people or not. Because ultimately I get the sense that this is the truth of the matter. Like, you want this, this is kind of leading towards the outcome here. What needs to be addressed? How this dynamic has impacted the happiness of the home. What is the process? Focusing back on the home, focusing back on what it is that you guys have built together within the confines of your four walls. What's the process? Focusing on your stability. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the Seven of Cups here. These guys over here, you could have children. This is the Page of Wands. There could be worry about a child in the mix. Outcome, Seven of Cups. We have the Five of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Sun. At bottom of the deck energy, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. And then here, look. Surrender, worry. What is this? That's worry. This is worry. Okay. With the Seven of Cups being clarified by the King of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Sun, I feel like that this King of Swords archetype, whoever this person is, be it you or, another, like a air sign in the mix, whether or not you're an air sign or your person, or this could be a family member, this could be anybody in your life. I feel like they're going to be like dropping truth bombs here, okay? Because the King of Swords, does not mince words. They are very clear, very much grounded in the actual factual pieces of the situation, okay? And I feel like what they are saying to you, whether this be you or somebody else, but I kind of almost get this sense that it's another person. I don't know why. But it could definitely be you, because this could be where you end up after all this, right? You have divine knowledge coming here, coming down. Hierophants can also be mentors and guides, other actual people who, like a therapist, a teacher, a mentor, a pastor, anybody, a parent even, a big sibling, whatever. Somebody we look up to, okay? So this King of Swords is laying it down, and what they're saying is illuminating the facts. And you might not want to face these facts, because that's a very, very sad thing. This is Five of Cups. It's grief, it's loss, it's sadness, okay? This very well could also be somebody or you talking about and addressing the fact that, maybe somebody here has really just been so trapped and stuck in some kind of depressed space, and it's like, well, how do we, this could even be how your person is feeling or how you are feeling, but maybe your person, whoever it is that you're talking to here, we need to address whatever it is that is keeping you stuck here, so that we can get back here. Okay? And that's a part of the outcome. There's still it's like, here's this, I feel like this is just like a want, and this is the message that's being communicated to your person. And then here we are in this kind of clouded, well, I guess we can like do this or that about it or what have you, but what's being done, what needs to be done, the cup that needs to be chosen is the one that holds the logic, holds the communication, and holds the light in order to illuminate this, whatever is up here. I feel like this King of Swords is going to really be calling out how, something needs very deep healing. This could even be grieving over the loss of a child. It's like, how do we get back? How do we, gosh, it's like, if that's kind of, if that's a circumstance for anyone out there, it's like, how do we rebuild? But there is definitely a strong message of surrendering worry here, because this is the bottom of the deck energy of the clarifying. This is the bottom of the deck energy of the main deck. So it's like there's worry about a character, or not a character, but like a person in your life who embodies this Page of Wands energy. Youthful, full of energy, curious, driven, fresh eyes on a situation. Sometimes this is kind of like the hyperactive kid, right? Surrendering worry. I feel like perhaps this worry, well, whoever has been holding a lot of this worry, it really has been kind of emanating this vibration and really affecting the self, and also affecting the primary relationships. And not that it's like, oh, it's bad. It's just kind of, it is what it is, but it's like, it's energy that feels stuck. And that's the thing. Energy has to move. Energy has to move in order for there to be growth. Movement, like the Wheel of Fortune. Movement. This is the wheel of karma, the wheel of life. We make our choices and we get clearer. The wheel is always turning. I feel like this King of Swords is probably someone who's pretty fed up with the stuckness. something. But, you know, I will say this, pile number one, you are really connected. I feel like your portal is like really open right now to receive messages from your higher self, from your mentor, any of that. I really like these two energies are working together. These are working in tandem. I would say pay attention to your dreams if you're feeling like you need more clarity, because this wisdom is inside of you, and it's also inside of like your mentors. This person could very well be one of your mentors. This could be your Hierophant person, you know, someone who's very straightforward and clear cut. Not somebody who's coming in as like, you know, arrogant and funky, thinking that their opinion is really the only opinion. You know, like sometimes folks can be like, well, I just tell it like it is. And it's like, okay, great. And, you know, your perspective isn't the only perspective. Like, I feel like the King of Swords is much more circumspect. This energy that I'm looking at right here, you know, whatever message you'll be getting from the King of Swords in your life, this is someone who's looking at all the pieces, looking at the whole thing. Because look, with the sun shines and it casts light on everything it touches. Okay? So that's why this King of Swords is being very circumspect. This could be you. This could be another person. It could be your mentor person. But ultimately, I'm seeing a desire to find stability again. What is this? Let's look at what is this. Okay? We're going to clarify the devil. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and, if I feel the need to give like 3 cards of advice or anything like that, I will. But this reading all seems pretty straightforward. Anyways, I'll just stop babbling and I'll just look at this. Let's look at the devil. Sometimes I don't know what I'm about to do until I get to the next part. Excuse me. Ten of Wands, rather, Emperor, and 8 of Cups. Bottom of the deck energy, 5 of Wands. So there's been conflict, okay? There's been conflict with this person. This is very, very hard. You know, I mean, but it's like with the 10 of Wands there, like you have been continuing to try and like really seeing the mission through, right? You're kind of like, well, I'm in it. I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off. Like, I'm in this. This is my person, you know? This is my person. But with this being so strong, the devil energy, this, I feel like what is happening for you is like, oh my gosh, you're kind of at your wit's end. You're like, how long can I do this? Because with the 8 of Cups, that's departure energy, clarifying the devil. And then we have Emperor energy in the middle. Now, this could be you. This could be an invitation for you to get very, very clear, because the Emperor is like the me, myself, and I card, okay? It's Aries energy. Me, myself, and I. What do I want? How is this working? Like I said in the very beginning of the reading, what's working for me, what isn't? And it's this time that we are in right now, cosmically, celestially, with all the different things in here. I'll say this, just a quick shout out. Lori Lothian at Lunatic Astrology, and I'll go ahead and I'll tag her thing, you know, in the description, whatever, but she's fantastic. with all of the things and the transits and all of that stuff. I'm not an astrologer, but I listen to it and I get little bits and pieces that I'm able to distill. But what I do know about this current overall time right now is that people are really in a spot of evaluating what needs to go. Okay? What needs to go. And I think that that's right where you're at. You're looking at this devil energy and then being nudged by the emperor here to get really clear for, yourself. Me, myself, and I. It's been a burden. It's been heavy. And so this is departure energy here. And there's been conflict about how to do things, Here are all these people. They all have differing ideas and want, like, different plans, different actions to take on how to, knock down the beehive or whatever. And this is probably something that's been kind of going around again and again and again. And you don't want confusion anymore. You're like, I'm done being confused. I'm done feeling clouded about this issue. You're like, I need you to come in here. I need to not be the only one thinking about this. I need to also have your participation. Are we going to change this dynamic? Whatever this is? Because this is really hard for me and I'm about to frickin' leave. Okay? Because I can't have this in my life anymore. These are my boundaries. These are my standards. Right? So you're getting really clear on that. Lighting it all up. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be sad. Right? But it's like there can be a lot of worry here about what's going to happen next. Where will that leave me? What will I do? I'll feel like I'm starting over. In the page energy. Wow. Pile number 1. I feel like no wonder you're taking a break, right? No wonder you're getting rest and just trying to distill any information you're getting from your, higher knowing or mentors or family members or whatever. And that's the other thing. There could be a lot of people in the mix giving their opinion about how this should be addressed. Another piece that can be a part of this devil energy, if this is representing your person next to the devil, that can really be amplifying, controlling energies coming from your person. Or even coming from you, but I don't get the sense that that's what's happening. Just given how it's like 10 of Wands here. Because this is not this is the boss. This is the employee. Okay? And it looks like the employee's kind of having enough. And they're about ready to bounce. Right? Okay. So I think the advice, honestly, I think based on all these cards and all these energies that are here, pile number 1, I think that the guidance that the tarot is saying today is that you need to listen to your higher self. Truly listen and honor your higher self. Truly honor and listen to those messages, that wisdom that you have. Okay? And how is that wisdom going to inform your forward movement in life, the choices that you're going to make? How is that higher wisdom going to help you set the boundaries in your life in order for you to be happy, in order for you to have stability, and in order for you to get out of this confusion, getting very clear. Okay? That's the message today. So what I want to do is I want to give you a couple of little flower inspiration cards. Lavender, take time to cleanse and remove negativity. I'm going to put that right there. Let's do another one. Hydrangea, focus on wholeness above and below. And another one. Blushing bride, your intentions and heart deserve to be known. Yes. I'm going to put that next to the King of Swords. Communication. Okay, pile number 1, that is what I have for you. I really hope that this reading helped, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye. Okay, pile number 2, we have surrender to spirit. Okay, surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Your spirit, let spirit work its magic for you. Okay, Spirit, I invite you in with so much gratitude and respect and request a message for pile number 2's greatest and highest good for Libra season, for the current time. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Bottom of the deck energy, we have the King of Pentacles. So some focus on your goals at this time. Like your abundance, your commitment, your family, your legacy, all of those things are really much kind of in the background hum of this reading. Okay, pile number 2, let's get into it. Okay, so where you're at right now, pile number 2, is the Page of Wands. So you could be feeling at the very, like, you could feel like a beginner, right? You could be feeling like a novice in regards to something. Perhaps it's in regard to a job. Okay, you could be starting over in your field, maybe having, leveled up to a new career where you're having to learn more things. It could be related to what you already know, but there's something about this energy where it's like you're keeping a curiosity about you. You do have a lot of drive, a lot of inspiration, and are ready and raring to go on whatever it is. Like you're there's like an excitement, like an eagerness that comes with the Page of Wands and a fresh set of eyes on whatever they're moving towards. Okay. Now, what you do know, kind of at the very base of you, like what is supporting you, there's the Four of Pentacles and the Death. So something has ended here irrevocably. And there could be a part of you that's really having a hard time letting that go. But I feel like with the Page of Wands, that there's also a part of you, it's like there's kind of like these two energies that are at play. It's like, yeah, it's really hard to let this go, but ultimately you know that something has ended and that you are now back at the you're back at the start, you know. You're back to square one and you need to build back up again. Okay? And I don't see the Tower here, but building back up or what have you, like death has happened. Something has shifted, something has ended. And with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like you're really acknowledging how hard it is to let this go. You're very much attached to it. Given that it is Pentacles, let's just say, for instance, that there was a loss of a job. Okay? This is an example. You could also very well be minding your money extra hard right now. With the Four of Pentacles, a very practical energy of, okay, well, now I got to tighten up the purse strings a bit because I don't know where my income's going to be coming from. So I really got to hold down what I have, hold down the fort, not spend frivolously, really just be responsible with my budget and be very mindful of the budget. So that's in the Four of Pentacles energy as well. I feel like with the Page of Wands, it's like maybe you're looking right now for a new job, something like that. Okay. Now, we have the higher knowing here. We have the Justice, Libra energy. So this is very much right now. This is happening currently. This is very much in the now. Okay. And with us kind of being influenced to cut things away that are not going to be going with us in our next, in our forward movement, this could also be like you looking at, you very well could have decided to leave a job, okay? Or leave something. Maybe you initiated this ending. That's also something that's here, okay? And with the higher knowing, it's like you knew, or you are coming to learn, that this is not like this being over and ending, even if you have to be frugal for a bit, that it is the best thing to do. That is the best decision. It is in alignment with the truth and with what is fair. Okay? This is like what you know, full on. Following the higher self. Now with the Five of Cups here, this is in the position of what you are bringing to the situation. Okay, what is your contribution? What are you giving to the situation? Your part? And like I'd said just a little bit ago, like maybe you brought this on, not like, oh, you're so mean, you brought this on. It looks like you made a decision that brought an end to something. And it's sad. like, sometimes we could still act in our own best interest and in what we think is the best decision to make, but it can still feel sad. It can still be a loss. It doesn't mean that we needed to keep it so we avoid feeling this way, right? So it's one of those situations where it's like, even if it hurts, it's kind of like, oof, you got to do it. And like, I had shouted out Lori Lothian's channel in pile number 1, and it's Lunatic Astrology, and she really covers a lot of the things that are happening celestially right now that is completely in alignment with cutting away everything that is not elephant. You know, there's this little parable that she shares on her channel that I just really, really, really like a lot. And it's like, you know, there's a master carver and a student, and the student says to the carver, you know, teacher, like, how do you make your jade elephants like so beautiful? You know, because he's a sculptor, right? And the teacher just says, oh, I just cut away everything that's not elephant, because he makes these elephant sculptures out of jade. And so that's exactly what it is. It's kind of like, what is it that if it needs to be cut away, it needs to be cut away. It could still be sad, but if it's not a part of your ongoing path, then, you know, then it's not, right? So, okay, so that's that. Hold on a sec. Excuse me. So the two energies, these two right here, how are these working together? Are they in balance? Are they out of balance? Okay? Like these two cards right here in this spread represent this. This represents the scales. This is you holding it, and then these are the two things. Okay? So we have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Cups. We have a decision to make. And with the ace, it's something that's new, right? A new emotional experience. It could be the initiation of a new relationship, but it is ultimately a new emotional experience, okay? With the Ace of Cups. Two of Wands. It's like a decision's been made and now forward movement needs to happen. Here you are with the world in the palm of your hand, but looking to the moon, it's like, what is going to happen next, right? There are still a lot of things that are in shadow, and it can feel very scary moving forward, but it's like, you know, you want the new. Something has ended. It's sad. You're trying to remain practical and I don't know what the word is. I was about to say intrigued or insightful, but that's not it. So something has ended. You're remaining practical in the idea, like in this, you know, you understand that this needed to happen, even though it's sad. And here you are, a decision between two things because you want the new. How do we balance these things out, right? And it looks like that's what you did. Made the decision to start anew. Okay? Over here, this is what needs to be addressed. The truth, the Ace of Swords, needs to be addressed. So have you spoken this truth? Have you spoken this truth yet? Or has the truth been revealed to you? I'm going to say yes, it may have. It probably has, because we have the Death here at the very base of the reading. This is things that you know, things that are supporting you in this forward movement, balancing out these energies. The Three of Wands is a process card. So stepping through the gateway into the new. Here's the Two of Wands. Here's the Three of Wands. Stepping into the new. And then the outcome, Wheel of Fortune, the wheels always turning. The choice had been made. Now everybody is getting clearer. The wheel continues to move. Life moves forward. Okay? There was a loss here. Your higher self says that it was the fairest thing to happen, despite it being painful. And there was a want for the new, balancing that want out with the actual, the balancing of the energetic want for the new, starting over in an emotional capacity. That was balanced out by actually taking action, Two of Wands, and making a decision. Truth has been revealed. There's a stepping through the gateway into the next onward, forward movement. And there you have it. And ultimately, with the King of Pentacles here, this is all connected to your legacy. This is all connected to all of your tangibles. Okay? And surrendering to spirit. Once you have done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. And I really feel that energy here and in here, because this is beginner energy. There's something very vulnerable about pages, okay? It's like they have what it takes, right? But there's a lot more maturing that needs to happen. There is a lot more growth that happens from this upwards. A lot of times pages represent children, okay? And with this death here, it's like there's a starting over energy here. And this moving forward, making a decision, choosing a cup, new emotional experience. And then here, stepping through the gateway, moving forward, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify the death. What ended here? It could be a love relationship. It could even be a job. Three of Pentacles, the image of Three of Pentacles just came into my mind. The Devil, the Death again, and the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. And bottom of the deck, Nine of Wands. So this was, okay, so this energy is continuing to fight, continuing to go, but the thing is that the doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results and continuing to, feel battle weary, feel beaten down. All right. But despite that feeling of being beaten down and defeated, it's like there is no real defeat. Like, it's like this person's going to keep on doing it. Right. But this is the bottom of the deck energy. Death, Devil, Knight of Pentacles. You are bringing a very final end to some sort of toxic, funky thing that was in your life. It could be an internal dynamic. It could be a job. It could be a relationship. It's just something that is not serving you anymore. It needs to be done, and you have made the decision to end it. There is grief and loss around it, even though it wasn't healthy. There is grief and loss, okay? We can mourn things that were not healthy for us. We absolutely can. If anything, we mourn those things very deeply, okay? Because a lot of times when it comes to any kind of like devil energy, there was something about this that really felt very fulfilling at one point. All right? But then it got to a point where it was just bringing short-term symptom relief, whatever it was. And, you know, so for your forward movement, your decision here is to cut this out. And the Knight of Pentacles here is the slowest moving knight in the deck. But the thing is that they are dedicated and they are steady. And whenever we are cutting out some kind of toxic thing in our life, that is an invitation that we need to heal something very deep. Something very, very deep needs healing. And that process takes time. But with the Knight of Pentacles here, you are dedicated to this healing, okay? Because you know that it's the truth, the absolute truth of the matter. You know, this is what it's about. Like you can't, like it's like unavoidable. It's like you can't deny it any longer. You can't deny it any longer. So I don't know what represents this devil energy for you, but you'd been trying and trying and trying with it, and it clearly was just making you feel beat up and like defeated, and but like you weren't giving up, you like kept on, and it just finally got to the point where like, yeah, it's gotta go. Like it's gotta go. Because it's not a part of my future. I don't know what's a part of my future, but it's going to be a brand new emotional experience because I am not happy in this spot. This is not a happy emotional experience at all. This is guarded energy. You could be even letting go of something that has kept you guarded from other people. This could be like a fear. So it doesn't have to necessarily be anything like tangible and physical. It doesn't, I mean, this can range anything from drugs and alcohol to codependency, some sort of funky relationship with anybody, family, lover, whatever, you know, but it's like there was like a real hanging in there. And a lot of times it's like we trick ourselves into thinking, well, yeah, I can still keep the thing in my life and it's not that bad. And, you know, and that's the devil at play, is kind of like this denial, you know, because like this energy wants to stick around. This energy wants to like just stay stuck to you in your life. And it's like with this Nine of Wands, it's like, well, figuring out ways in which to like somehow keep it in and make it work, kind of like the functioning alcoholic or something like that, you know. It's like, dude, it's not working. And it's hurting you. It's hurting you. And so I feel like you got very clear on this, and that's why you're feeling like you're starting over from scratch. And that is very vulnerable. That is very painful. Okay. But ultimately, it's like, I really do feel like you don't know what this emotional experience, this new, brand new, starting over, brand new Ace of Cups is going to be for you. But you just know that you're like, I need to wipe the slate clean. I need to start over. And then the Two of Wands, what we see in the traditional Rider-Waite, we got two wands. One wand is being held by the person who's about to head out. Okay. And then the other wand is bolted to the cinder block wall. And it's like, yeah, that one wand cannot be taken with. It's not going with, right? It's staying behind. So this is about you leaving something behind. Because you are aware of what the truth is for yourself, your truth. And the Three of Wands, it's like, yeah, people, it's like waiting for the ships to come in, la-di-da, but it's a transition. It's an integration. Three of Wands is a stepping through the gateway, going to the 4, 5, and 6 of Wands, okay? You've done the Ace, 2, and 3. And now you're stepping through the gateway. You're integrating. You're integrating these energies. You're integrating what you know. And it's like you knew two things that you want. There was something that could hold you back or something that you could choose to move forward. And this is an evolution. That's a moving forward. The Three of Wands. And the wheel is turning. Your luck is changing. Like, this is really powerful. Like, these dynamics are, I see just like healing here for you. And with the Four of Pentacles next to this, I mean, that could also really speak to the bound feeling that you have had when it comes to this devil energy, but knowing that you have to let it go and let it die. Because you're thinking of your future. There is no future with this in your life. This is not sustainable. It is absolutely not sustainable. It has to go. So you are going to be building your life, building your legacy, and it's going to be slow moving, but it's happening. You're just at the start. You're just at the beginning right now. Okay? This card represents you, and that's okay. It's starting over energy. You have what it takes. You have what it takes. Absolutely. Okay, pile number 2, that is what I have for you for the tarot portion. I'm going to go ahead and give you some flower oracles here. They're like keywords. Can be very uplifting and also very encouraging. Okay. Buttercup, which is, these are buttercups too. These are little buttercups in the 5 of Cups. Okay, let's see what Buttercup says. Be ready. The best is on its way. Yes, your luck is changing. Yes, I like that a lot. Be ready. The best is on its way. Tulip, you are worth what it is you desire. You are worth what it is you desire. That's going to go with the Page of Wands right there. Because the Page of Wands, beginner energy, ready and raring. Ready and raring and moving forward with curiosity. And like, look how this little guy is like dressed in a cutie little like, explorer student thing. Kind of has like this kind of an anthropological kind of professor in the jungle wanting to learn about the plants and the animals and everything, just really kind of exploring. Okay, Sunflower, practice courage each day. Practice courage each day. I am putting that next to the Devil and the Death because it is going to take a lot of courage to really move forward on this. And the thing is, I know that you have it because here you are too. This is your higher self. Okay? Wow, this is really beautiful. And also know, pile number 2, that you have spirit on your side. Ask your spirit guides for assistance. Ask them. Ask them for assistance. Okay? They are there for you. And that's why it says here, surrender to spirit. You've done everything that you can. You can let spirit take over not necessarily fully take over. I mean, you got to participate, but they're there to assist you. And that's exactly where we're at cosmically at this time. They Lori Lothian, the gal that I was referencing earlier in her channel, Lunatic Astrology, she says that right now it's kind of like this let go and let God kind of energy that's happening. It's like you make the decision and then you just surrender. You make the decision what it is that you're cutting away. Okay, pile number 2, that is what I have for you. I really hope that helped, and I thank you so much for joining me this evening, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye. Hello, pile 3. So what we have here, we have surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and be surrounded by positive people. Okay. You just had the 8 of Cups on the split too, just then. Okay, Spirit, I invite you in with so much gratitude and respect and request a message for pile number 3's greatest and highest good at this time for Libra season. Thank you so much. Oops. Oh well, that's fine. Okay. Bottom of the deck energy, 4 of Swords. Some rest, some taking a break. Really could be an invitation to pay attention to your dreams at this time. We get a lot of cosmic downloads in our dreams. Okay. Stepping away, taking a break. All right, so what do we have for you, pile number 3? Here you are with the 9 of Wands, okay? Feeling a bit battle weary. Despite feeling battle weary, continuing to try. Like, continuing is kind of like, doing the same thing, expecting to get different results. And what we do see here, we see stitches, right? Here she is with this rose bush. There's thorns, okay? So you could be feeling pretty battle weary at this time, all right? What you know at the base, what you know, what is supporting you. There's this King of Pentacles and the Lovers. So this would suggest a lot of practical and financial stability, okay? Perhaps you're married, okay? King of Pentacles is typically the marriage partner, person who, knows how to get things very well off. And then your higher knowing is 9 of Pentacles, so single energy, feeling really good in your own skin and not needing to want for anything. Very, very independent, like pre-Empress energy is what a lot of folks refer to this card as. This is somebody who knows who they are, knows what they want, is, really not feeling like they need another person. They might want another person, but that other person is going to enhance their life, right? It's not going to make their life, okay? So this is like what your higher self is saying to you right now. I feel like there's a want to be here. Because right now you're here. And this is what is at the base of the matter. All right? So what is it that you're bringing to the situation? There's the 7 of Wands. You could be bringing in some defensiveness lately. Okay? That very well could be, where you've been. 9 of Wands is guarded energy. 7 of Wands is defensive energy, but yet that's also somebody who is trying to stand their ground. Okay? They're standing their ground. They got their eye to the future, but there can be a defensiveness against, that they bring. All right? What two energies are, needing to be in balance? Trying to get into balance. There's the Ace of Wands and the Temperance. You're trying to be patient about a new beginning. You're trying to be patient about a new beginning here. And in the effort to bring balance between those two desires, like the desire for a new beginning and then, having to be patient and wait on it. But not only that, really being in a space right now where this current situation is changing you on a very fundamental level as well. And notice how she is letting one bird is flying away. One bird is flying away while there's another one landing in her hand. And then there's this kind of umbrella lamp over her. And it's raining. It's raining. So this would suggest that you're protected right now and divinely guided. And there's a releasing. I feel like you want to release. I feel like you may want to release this person, but I'm not entirely sure yet. We do have Justice here, which can be can also mark, granted, this is the season that we're in. So this card showed up in pile number 2 as well. And this is the season that we're in. We're in Libra season. And this whole spread is based off of this image. Okay? This is where you holding the scales. These are the two little cups of the scales. These are the feet. This is the person, the head, and then this is like the crown that they're wearing. Okay? And then this is the sword of truth. This is the sword of truth, 8, 9, 10, okay? So look, trying to balance out your want for a brand new beginning. You've been feeling pretty guarded and battle weary about something being stuck in some sort of maybe repetitive thing. At the base, it looks very positive with the King of Pentacles and the Lovers. Like I see a lot of stability there. I get the sense that you're in a commitment, and this commitment has not been going well. This relationship has not been going well for some time. I feel as though you've been kind of suffering in silence with like this energy. Like she looks like she's just kind of like trying to keep a serene face, but yet she's got stitches all over her. And I feel like your higher self is telling you that you want to be independent again. So let's look at the truth of the matter. The sword. What needs to be addressed? What needs to be addressed is a sense of fairness and truth. Perhaps you feel like you've been being dealt with in a very dishonest way. You could also be you could be feeling like you haven't been so honest with this person about what it is that you're really experiencing and how you're really feeling and exactly what energy you're sitting in right now. What needs to be addressed? Perhaps you want to get a divorce. This is Justice card will oftentimes signify getting a divorce, especially if we have the Lovers and like, you know, the 10 of Pentacles or, you know, some sort of high-ranking Pentacle card, right? King or Queen of Pentacles is the married person, typically. I mean, this is also being involved, like, in the court case. Perhaps you see, like, if you were to, like, if and when this were to happen, for you to address the possibility of splitting up and having to legally split up assets and things like that. That could very well be, you know, some folks. I mean, a lot of times folks will need to go to court for all that stuff, right? And then as far as the process goes, there's 8 of Pentacles, which is putting in the work. And also you realize that if you're to step out of this relationship, this partner has always been very stable. There's stability here in this partnership. But with the Lovers, this is also a relationship that is not just, oh, it's the Lovers, so it's all lovey-dovey. Like, this is a major arcana, so this really speaks to a partnership that has been a catalyst for us to learn something very, very deep about ourselves and about relationship and about other people, in particular, the other person. And this goes both ways. It's not just for one person to be somebody who's, you know, learning everything and all of that. It's both people. Both people bring this to one another. That's the power of the Lovers. Okay? And a lot of times these can be very, very deep lessons. Things that change us on a very fundamental level. Like something being plunged into fire and then hammered about into shape to take on new purpose, to take on, you know, new life, to come out of it being sharper and, you know, having a new purpose. or even a renewed sense of original purpose, right? Because when we forge, like, say we take an old rusty sword, something that has just gotten caked and is just so out of shape and all the things, you plunge it into the fire and you take it out and you temper it, right? You're banging it with a hammer, putting it back into shape to make it new. There could also be feelings here, like, let's say you are going to, you want to really discuss the possibility of getting a divorce, okay? Because it sounds like your higher self is really dreaming about what it's like to be a single person and to be comfortable in your own skin, because this partnership has caused you to feel very battle fatigued, all right? And so with that, you know that it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work to go through that. Perhaps you know that won't go well with your partner. If this has been very stable and very financially stable, maybe that means that you would have to go back to work. Maybe you were in a marriage where you didn't have to work, and then now you're having to go back. All right? And with the Empress here, you could be a mother, you could have children, and so you're really thinking about the work situation and like what's gonna happen, like how am I going to create a stable life for me and my kids. That's one way to read this. Another way to read this is that, let's say this whole decision happens, you bring it up, it's the issue that needs to be addressed. And then once you address it, then you're on the path of putting your energy into something to create something very beautiful. You'd be putting your focus back on yourself and back on the things that you have that you have a sense of mastery over. Perhaps there's a part of you that feels as though you've been very much out of touch with yourself because you haven't been engaged in this kind of work. Whether that be a creative outlet or some sort of passion, like some sort of passionate focus that really like feeds your soul, that you just feel good doing, that you enjoy doing, that is really linked to your like identity, your individual identity. Sometimes we can lose ourselves in these relationships, especially if there's an element of dependence. I mean, this very well could even be you not necessarily wanting a divorce, but you just wanting to get back in touch with yourself and feeling afraid that, if you were to tell your partner that wouldn't land very well. I don't know, that maybe they would have a problem with that on some level. And, if they are that type of person to have a problem with that, that could very well explain how you're feeling like this in this relationship. But as I was saying before, another way to read this is like, getting back in touch with yourself and what it is that you feel passionate about or feel really good participating in and focusing on. And just like, like I'm back, and that, boom, stepping into Empress energy, stepping into the flow, stepping into your power, stepping into creativity, vitality, beauty, just like so, like getting back in touch with yourself and your own creative force. Because make no mistake, the Empress represents archetypally the mom, right? The mother, the one who creates, the one who nurtures, all right? But not all of us want babies, flesh babies. I mean, it could be a baby, like an actual baby, or it could even just be like a creative baby. Like, how people, they write a book that they've been thinking about and that's been incubating inside of them for so long. They're like, this is my baby. Like this project, this is my baby. This thing that I want to produce is my baby, So that's what I'm seeing through here. I am seeing so much desire and drive and want. And I'm also picking up on somebody who feels stifled. And I get the sense that this might be, this dependent. I get the sense that there's a dependence, especially financial. And there's a want to really not have to be so, it's like, let's say, for instance, just because if you were like dependent upon somebody and in a relationship, it doesn't mean that you have to forget about yourself and like who you are as a person, as an individual. Because that's the best part. Those are the best kinds of relationships when both people can bring their full, authentic selves to the table. And I just get the sense that the pile 3, that you have been feeling like you haven't been able to do that. Hence the want, feeling like you have to be patient when it comes to a new desire or a new endeavor. Ace of Wands is a new opportunity. And this could be anything. It could be a new job. It could even be a new lover. It's wherever we focus our libidinal energy, right? And there's a want to get back in touch with that and to engage in that. And I get the sense that there's a very creative energy. Perhaps you've always been an artist and over the years you had kids or you had this marriage and you were trying to like manage all the pentacles and la-di-da, and it really took you away from something that made you you. And over time that ended up kind of creating this like guarded feeling or this just kind of calcified feeling. I get the sense that you want to like kind of just break that calcification away and emerge like a butterfly from a cocoon, just like really just get back in touch with yourself. That's the energy that's just like, coming out in these cards. It really, really is. And, what we have here is like surrender unhealthy relationships. And relationships can be fully functioning and like not look bad and not really have any kind of bad thing that's happening. Like, oh, they're, hurting me in a physical way or whatever, or neglecting. This can really even be like when somebody is uber controlling. And you're with that person and it's like, then it just really becomes all about them. And then you just kind of become lost and you become kind of like a prisoner. Maybe you've been feeling like a prisoner and you're wanting to, break free. Bend these bars, come on out of here, And a lot of times when there's dependence, especially financial dependence, it's like you can even feel like an employee instead of a partner. And feel as though you can't pursue your own individual inspirations, like art, creativity, just all of that. With the Four of Swords here, I get the sense that you've really been thinking about this a lot. This has really been on your mind for quite some time. So let me go ahead and clarify. I want to clarify what is going on here as far as like what's this Nine of Wands? Why are you feeling beaten down and battered and guarded and hurt? I just heard, I just kind of, the thought that came in is trying to make it work. Trying to make it work. I said trying to make it work, and this is continuing to invest, but yet not seeing the growth that you want to see. It doesn't mean throwing the baby out with the bathwater or abandoning the mission, but it can also be an invitation to reevaluate, go back to the drawing board. What works? What doesn't? How can I then implement that into this? And there's the moon. Things that have been in shadow. Like I said earlier, it feels like you've been kind of maybe suffering in silence, or like this has been a very like internal experience. Continuing to try. There's something here having to do with recognition. Maybe you don't feel like you've been recognized because we have the moon. We have the moon over the recognition card. Maybe you've been feeling really underappreciated for all the work that you do, for all the investment that you make. Continuing to pour into this and then not getting anything out of it, or getting as much out of it as you want or as that you need. What's this temperance about? What are you feeling like you have to be patient about? I mean, I get the sense that you feel like you have to be patient about a new opportunity that you want to take. Actually, now I want to look into what is it that you want? What is it that you want? You want recognition, you want appreciation, but you also want to do something. But you've been holding yourself back with the Seven of Wands, I feel like. Trying to hold your ground, but there's been something that feels very stifling. One card had just fell out, and it was the Ace of Wands. So let's look at the Ace of Wands. Judgment. Five of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. You want to be single. You want to be independent. You don't feel like you've been recognized as an individual. Your individuality, your personhood has been overlooked. You've lost touch with yourself. You've lost touch with yourself. You want to get back in touch with the things that make you you. You want to be able, it's like, let's say you're the sword, right? You're getting plunged into the fire, taken out of the fire, banged away with the hammer to reveal the shiny steel that's underneath, that has always been there, but had just been corroded over time. Like I said earlier, like I felt like this calcification, like the shell has like kind of grown. Like, you know, when things become calcified, it's like due to stagnation and things just kind of being piled on top. And it's like, that shit needs to be chipped away because there's a person underneath, a very vibrant and creative and beautiful and brilliant person that has been calcified over, that has been covered over. You want to get back in touch with yourself. That's what's fair. This has not been feeling fair. You feel like you've been disappearing. The Fool, the Queen of Swords, the Four of Cups. This justice is clarified by the Fool, the Queen of Swords, and the Four of Cups. Okay? This, for you to step into this energy, is your pathway back to yourself. You have not been happy. It's been stagnant. The stability, here, listen to this. With the Four of Cups, fours represent stability across suits, okay? Cups, wands, swords, la-di-da. With the cups, it can be like, yeah, everything has been emotionally stable for so long that it's become emotionally stagnant. Stagnation. Feeling stagnant. What would bring justice to the situation? To break this stagnation. Getting clear. I love the sword energy with the Queen of Swords coming out to clarify the justice, because we have the sword of truth here and we have the sword of truth here. Yes. Okay, this is like so 100% confirmation that like you are so clear that you need a new beginning. You want to feel vibrant again. You like childlike wonder, and leap and the net will appear, like you're freaking on your way. Like you're starting off on a new journey, right? Starting off on a new journey. And this could very well be in the context of this relationship or not, truly. Because what we're talking about here is you getting back in touch with yourself. And that may not mean that you need to get a divorce, but what this does also represent is that whether or not that happens, for you to get back in touch with yourself is what is fair, is what is true. is the thing that is going to break this emotional stagnation. Wow. Wow. So again, I mean, this, like I said, this could be within the context of this relationship where that's what's required to go in order for you to do that. But, we do have this surrender on healthy relationships. The devil hasn't come out, like any kind of like controlling, dominating, toxic energies have not come out. What I'm seeing in this is having felt impoverished when it comes to one's own independence. Okay? And the other thing when it comes to like the justice is in the position of what needs to be addressed. So you can address this, and make no mistake, you do not need to ask for permission. You absolutely do not need to ask for permission. This is a telling energy. Let me tell you what. Sitting in the position of the Queen of Swords. Look at how powerful she is. Take no prisoner, like take no bullshit. No bullshit, man. Like seriously, this is a telling situation, not an asking situation. All right? This is really powerful. And man, in the finish, for you to then you address this, yeah? And then you're like, okay, you don't even need to, it's like you're reporting this. You're telling this, okay? And then you work into whatever it is you want to focus on. You get to focus on your own thing, and then boom, you're stepping right into the Empress energy, wanting to create whatever it is that you want to create. I feel like you've been feeling pretty disempowered, or like pretty, I don't know, just like I said, like stagnant and calcified and just kind of like not how you know yourself to be, so deep down inside. And I feel like, this little fetus inside of there, right? This can even be your inner child, the person, like growing yourself again, getting back in touch with yourself and rediscovering who you are, reviving that person. Okay, let me get you some flower energies and I'll close off the reading here. But yeah, that's what I have for you, pile number 3. I really do hope that this resonated. Like, if it didn't, then of course, if you need to pick another pile, then do that. But like, this is pretty straightforward for you'll know if this resonates with you or not, Magnolia, you will find what you need in the wisdom of your heritage. Okay, that's really interesting. I mean, that's an invitation to like study your ancestors. What did they have going, and like has your ancestry then been poured into you, and that can be an aspect that you discover about yourself that you didn't even know you had in the heredity. Or the lineage. Daisy, believe and trust in happiness. I'll put that over the 9 of Wands. And Cherry Blossom, return quietly now and be at peace. Return quietly now. Return to yourself. Yeah. Okay, pile 3, that is what I have for you. I thank you so much for joining me. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know how this resonated with you in the comments. I would be delighted to read any and all thoughts you have. And I will see you next time. Okay, take good care now. Okay, bye.